Warner Bros., I'm in your walls. You hear me? David Zaslav, I'm in your walls. I'm gonna haunt you when I'm long gone. You know, it's so weird because on one hand, Warner Bros. Feels like that studio that's still committed to the theatrical experience with things like Barbie or Dune. And on the other hand, it feels like they're trying to sabotage themselves. From canning a finished movie like Batgirl or getting rid of a Looney Tunes movie for a tax break, I just don't understand you sometimes. And now we enter Clint Eastwood, who's made money countless times for the studio, who is 94 years old. People, I'm 26 and I have a bulge disc in my lower back. I'm literally breaking, and he's out here making feature-length movies for Warner Bros. And David Zaslav sees that and is like, yeah, whatever, I'm rich, I love being evil, whatever. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Warner Bros. Is giving this movie, Juror number 2, a Clint Eastwood movie, a release of 50 theaters nationwide with no plans of expansion, and they might not even report box office numbers. Just like, why are you the way that you are? Clint Eastwood, one of the few directors that parents actually know and would go out to see, especially with a mid-budget courtroom drama with an awesome premise, an awesome trailer. I mean, I feel like I'm losing my fucking mind. And it kind of makes me sad that a lot of people aren't going to get a chance to see this in theaters until it hits streaming or VOD, so I do consider myself very lucky that I got a chance to see it early. And I'm even more pissed because this movie's actually pretty good. This is just a solid ass movie, okay? It's got a solid ass to wait, what? I'm not exactly sure what the critical consensus of this overall is, but I've seen some middling reviews for this and I just disagree. Now, as I've mentioned before, if you're a fan of this channel, I am someone who's completely in the bag for courtroom drama movies. I completely eat those up. I find nearly every aspect of it just completely riveting and engaging, and I know that's not the case for a lot of people. But if you are one of those people that do enjoy that, you're gonna enjoy this movie. It's not flashy, you know, you're not gonna be blown away by the cinematography. There's no Anatomy of a Fall type moment. You're not gonna walk away from it wanting to talk about the themes and have it linger in your mind for days. But goddamn it gets the job done, which is why I'm still very confused on the rollout of this movie. As I've gotten older and considering I see so many movies, so many new movies each year, like you just get tired of the bullshit. And this movie has no bullshit about it, which means it just gets right to it and doesn't do anything it doesn't have to. The movie starts in 5 minutes. It's like, okay, here's what you need to know about your characters. Boom, we're in the courtroom. Hello, Your Honor. Like, we're already in there. And with a movie like this, I want to be entertained. I want to be engaged throughout. And it did exactly that. And that's largely due to just the premise of this movie. A man serving on jury duty realizes he might have had a part in the trial that he's currently serving on. I mean, like, what an elevator pitch, right? I mean, don't you want to see like what happens next when I just read that out loud? Is he going to manipulate the jury? Is he going to come clean to someone? Is he going to have some moral reckoning within himself? I mean, there are so many ways this movie could go. And through all the courtroom trial components of it and the jury deliberations, there is a slow bubbling tension in the back of it all. It starts off very small and slowly starts to ramp up as Nicholas Holt's character kind of reckons with what he wants to do. It's not some uncut gems type tension, okay? It is much more subtle than that, but it is there nonetheless, and that is perfectly represented by Nicholas Holt's character himself. Because without giving much away, there is an easy answer, I guess you could say, to how to solve this dilemma. And it is just a matter of one's own morals with that decision. And that's exactly what I like about this movie. Its own use of morals through the jury and one's own personal life not only keeps the audience engaged, but it does manage to instill that tension that one would want in a movie like this. And the performances are all perfectly good all around. You know, I thought Nicholas Hoult was great, especially seeing him just listen to the attorneys as you can see the gears in his head begin to spin. And while this movie isn't interested in discussing America's justice system and its problems, it does have an interesting look on justice and what it can mean for everyone involved in a trial like this. You know, it's funny, while I'm not a dad, like when I see movies like this, I'm just like, maybe I'm like not that far off, you know? But look, as mentioned, as a courtroom drama fiend, I know some things in this that don't bother me will bother some other people. There are many typical courtroom drama trappings that I personally don't mind because I love it all, but a lot of other people will find it either uninteresting, predictable, or cliche. The writing can be a little spotty at times, especially when delivered by actors who are outside of the main cast. And really, I will say this doesn't have one of those typical moments that a courtroom drama would have. As mentioned, it's not flashy. It doesn't really have that moment. Maybe it could have used more tension in those jury deliberation scenes. Maybe they could have used some more explosiveness. but you know, it's not in there. People know I tend to look for one of those capital G great moments, and in a courtroom drama like this, you tend to find those. I'm not sure if there's one here, but honestly, like, it's okay because everything around it is just solid either way. This movie is entertaining enough. It held my attention. I found myself completely locked into what the movie was doing, and that's a win. Sorry, Warner Bros. I literally don't know what the fuck you're doing. Juror number 2, 3.5 stars. Let people see your movie. What are we doing? My dad would love this movie. Are you serious? I could hear the screams of dads all across the country during my screening. What's happening?